Welcome into our next leg in our race around the world here at the Pitstop Pals, part of the Reality Realm Network. My name is Kevin Oliver.
And my name is Bruce Heller.
And if you notice, Bruce is in a little bit of different of a scene today. You might get a subdued Bruce today as
Yeah,
he's
a little bit
in
quieter at least.
public.
A little bit quieter. You won't get the creepy voice on Travel Space or Go, but all the genius insight still.
Probably not any random crazy weird looking movements or actions.
Yeah, and if you have to leave, I have nothing to do show and tell. I'm literally just at a Starbucks table right now because my home and church internet is being wonky. So this is where I
And
go when I need internet. And I get
mhm.
a chai tea latte, which is very good. This coffee's yucky, and I don't want to use your internet and not buy something. So
If you're uh wondering, neither one of us are coffee drinkers, but obviously Bruce is the Starbucks boy. I'm not a Starbucks kind of guy.
I never have been until I moved out here. And probably February or March, I took my dog to the vet or groomer, and they had her for multiple hours. So I came here to work on their internet so that I didn't have to drive half an hour back to my house and then back out from my home. And it's just, I don't know. It's just nice space to work, nice space to use internet, something out of the ordinary.
Fair enough.
I'll
So
come through the
let's get
drive-through and get my dog a pup pup sometimes if my mom's in town. So
mhm. Only if your mom's in town?
that's the last couple times we did it.
Poor
The
Mercy.
dog I take her on car rides. Every time I take her outside, she looks up at the car as we walk past it. So I'll
I'm just
usually load
saying
her up in there and drive around the town square in my town, but and come
I'm
back.
just saying poor Mercy doesn't get a pup cup unless Heather's around.
I need to do it more, but it's a long ways to come to just go to Starbucks, and I don't want to bring her if I'm going to the grocery store because I don't want to leave her in the car alone for that long. So,
Why can't you get a pup cup and take it home to her?
oh, that's true. That thought never occurred to me, honestly. That's a good idea. I should do that. But yeah, that's why I don't bring her to Macomb very often unless mom is with me. Because if I'm going to Macomb, I'm usually grocery shopping. So,
Mhm.
which I'll be doing after I'm done working here because I'm going to make some seafood pasta, which doesn't sound good to you, but I'm excited about it.
Yeah, that does not sound like a good time.
Crab and shrimp and scallops and white sauce, yummy, and noodles, of
No,
course.
I disagree. But anyway, this episode, season 38, episode 7, it feels like falling the whole time. Who said it, Bruce?
Um, Based on the way they were just kind of falling in placement the whole episode, I'm going to say my girls Natalie and Stephanie.
No, it was Paige
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
during the skydiving.
Which that is what skydiving is. You are just falling the whole time. So good description.
Yeah.
A plus.
Do you have any quotes for me, Bruce?
Mm-hmm.
Mercy.
I have a few actually. I have Izzy saying we're Team Cockroach.
Saying what?
We're Team Cockroach because
We
the
are Team
plan,
Cockroach?
yeah, because they're still here after being U-turned and their entire personality is about Jag and Jazz U-turning them lately.
Hmm.
So, what I'm not even complaining about. Rivalries make great television, but that was like 2 or 3 episodes ago, and we're still on it. So I have
Yeah.
Natalie saying at the skydiving, Natalie says to the camera, "We're gonna kick some butt. We're not gonna cry." And Paige immediately says, "I might cry." I have Kyland and Taylor saying the sheep were the ops, which that sheep was hilarious to watch. They were kind of antagonistic, it seemed. I couldn't tell who said it, but share an Expedia trip, man. It was said while I was writing notes, so I wasn't looking at the screen.
Wait, what was the
And
quote?
Share an Expedia trip, man.
Share an Expedia trip, man. I have no
Yes.
idea who said that.
And we have Joseph and Adam, two Jag and Jazz, saying, "We found you two. We could smell you." Which these teams had to work with food. So yeah, they probably could smell each other.
Yeah. You're a club of non-gentlemen. That was the quote from the travel agent
Mm-hmm.
because Joseph and Adam kind of screwed Natalie and Steph over. We'll get into that. Anyway, um, it was amazing to see Jag and Jazz and see the souls leave their eyes. Izzy.
Yeah, that would be satisfying. No, I just they're making everything about being returned, but be satisfying
Mm.
there.
Yeah, I missed everything you just said. The mic's not picking you up great.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what I was saying was, I know I was just complaining about Izzy and Paige making everything about being U-turned, but that would be satisfying, seeing their faces
Oh,
recognize that you're still there. So
absolutely. I don't blame him at all.
I don't
Uh,
blame them. I'm just tired of hearing about it as a viewer. The editing team doesn't have to make every confessional that gets aired about this one thing. They probably said other things.
Probably, but maybe not.
Honestly, maybe not. I could see it.
Like churning butter. That was Tucker's comment in regards to, um, I guess it would have been the pontoon boat.
Yeah.
I got love you guys, but you weren't invited to dinner. That was Chelsea talking to the sheep that weren't marked. And then when one of the sheep hopped, what?
And when sheep are involved.
All I got was when sheep were involved. That first part you were just talking
Well,
with no.
when sheep are involved, we always get good content.
Oh, absolutely. Because then right after that, one of the sheep hopped in that wasn't marked, and she said, "Why'd you do that? That was rude." Once again, to the sheep. Oh, I see a fair lady. Ahoy, fair lady. Joseph to Taylor on the pontoon boats.
Did he tell her he loved her right before he jumped out of the plane? Did I hear that?
I didn't write it down, but he might have.
They were already broken up at this point, right?
Yeah, because Taylor's dating Kyland in this.
Oh, true. That's why. That's a wild thing to say.
Hmm. Oh, okay. We got to the detour. Okay. Yeah, we got to the detour, and I can smell that we made a bad decision. That was Joseph.
Yeah.
And then um Kyland and Taylor were having navigation issues, and he looked at the map and he goes, "This is a 93-degree angle." And all I just wrote was, "Is Kyland the good Vunk?"
Yeah, I did have a note somewhere them trying to figure out how to use a map.
But Vonk was always talking about angles.
Yeah, Bonk brought his protractor or his compass or whatever it
He
was.
had a compass, yeah. Taylor Hale, Miss Michigan, Miss Congeniality, Manure Spreader, or Shoveler. That's what it was. That was Taylor herself. Can you please put more
Yeah.
dirt on me? That's what Stephanie said. Can you please put more dirt on me? It looks like it looks like my nose, as in it's been broken several times. Page. And that was the mask that they were making. And my last one was, Phil, is that you? And then Joseph and Adam proceed to chase Phil around, trying to give him a hug. What? I'm here. I'm talking. I'm good. You lost audio, man. No.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now.
Okay, my earbuds are acting up, so we're just going raw audio, I guess. My apologies to the people around me, but there's no one close. So, where were we?
What was the last thing? What did you not hear me say?
I can hear you, but say that one more time.
I said, what did you not hear me say? What was the last thing you heard?
I think you were just reading quotes still.
But what was the last quote you heard?
I don't. Oh, it was Taylor Hale talking about her accomplishments and ending in manure person.
Oh, it was that far back?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out the earbuds and then just decided to ditch them.
I got, can you please put more dirt on me from Stephanie? I got, it looks a little like my nose, as in it's been broken several times from Paige.
Yeah.
And then, Phil, is that you? I've got a big hug for you from Joseph. And then Joseph and Adam proceed to chase Phil around the pit stop, trying to give him a hug,
Yeah,
which was hilarious.
it was very much so.
And then Taylor and Kylan just joined in and trying to hug Phil.
Taylor and Kyland are so funny.
They're not Joseph and Adam, but I agree.
Well, yeah, Joseph and Adam are unmatched at this point in the funny department, but
Mm. So, episode begins. We fly to Bucharest, Romania, and we will be beginning the leg by skydiving.
yeah,
They
this is
head
wild.
Yeah, they head first to an airfield once they get to Bucharest. Um, but naturally, we get a confessional or two here. We find out that Jack and Jazz's Express Pass is good through leg 8, so next episode they will have to use it or it becomes void. Um, they the first groups get to the travel agency and find out that the best flight leaves at 6:50 and arrives in Bucharest at 3:50. Leaves at 6:50 in the morning, arrives at 3:50 in the afternoon. So Tucker and Eric and Jack and Jez get on that flight. Look, we don't know this at the time, but there's only one more set of tickets on this flight. Natalie and Stephanie get there before Adam and Joseph, but Adam and Joseph gave their passports to the travel agent first, and so Adam and Joseph get the early flight. Natalie and Stephanie do not, and they kind of screwed them over here.
Yeah, it did. And we did get some content here with with all four of them. Like, yeah, they're our biggest allies, but the alliance can only take us so far. We have to play our game at some point. And this is probably that point.
I mean, our game, yeah, but I don't know. This just felt a little wrong to me.
It did because Natalie and Stephanie are who I was rooting for, but
Natalie and Stephanie aren't necessarily who I was rooting for, but I mean they kind of are. But one way or the other, it felt wrong that they got there first and didn't get the tickets.
yeah, I agree.
But that's what happened. But it's really not that big of a deal because the second flight gets there at 8:35, but they can't skydive till morning anyway. Once they get to the airfield, they go to these bunk houses and crash for the night.
Yeah, which was
Uh,
really
th-
fun. That's where my summer camp quote came from.
yeah. So anyway, first flight, Tucker and Eric, Jag and Jazz, Kylan and Taylor. So I guess it was four on the first flight, and Joseph and Adam. And then the second flight was Natalie and Stephanie, Jack and Chelsea, and Izzy and Paige. Um, and once you get to the airfield, you open up the clue. It is roadblock time. Who's ready to jump into the race?
Yes, you're talking about the skydiving roadblock.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you jump out of a plane and fall from the sky.
they did say this is the highest skydive of any Amazing Race.
It is. And here's what I thought was interesting. I've been on notice saying with skydiving, the falling part looks fun, but I couldn't psych myself up to actually jump. Our contestants didn't jump. The person they were like attached to in front of scooted over and they jumped out of the plane and they were like connected.
To be fair, I think that it's always been that way on the race
Oh, true.
because, liability reasons, they're not going to send a bunch of non-experienced skydivers out of a plane where they could forget which thing they're supposed to pull or this or that. I think every time you skydive, on the Amazing Race, you have somebody attached to you.
Yeah, that makes sense. Liability wise.
Yeah. Um, the people who did this roadblock were Joseph, Tucker, Taylor, Jag, Paige, Chelsea, and Natalie. Joseph had to do this because of the because of Adam's diabetes and his I assume like the pump on his arm and stuff like that. He
Yeah.
was not medically cleared to jump out of a plane at almost 13,000 feet. So Joseph had to do it.
Also, shout out to them for being the first team to get to the skydiving bunkhouses.
Hmm.
They passed some people between getting off the plane and arriving at the bunk bed boxes,
Yeah.
which
And here we see another great equalizer because, I mean, yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a lead. There's always going to be a little bit of a lead considering that only somebody can jump at a time. So uh, there's that. But everybody got to go within a fair amount of time of each other. It wasn't like we have 3 hours but or 6 hours between, and Tucker and Eric are standing at the pit stop as Rubina and Christina open their clue or whatever it was that I was complaining about last time. We had an equalizer here. Everybody got there the night before. They got to sleep, and now we are rocking it out. And once you get to the bottom of after the skydive, you get a clue that says to make your way across the road to a sheep farm for your next clue. What did you have to do at the sheep farm, Bruce?
our teams at the sheep farm must move 5 marked sheep, which just had blue paint on them as how they were marked. And they move those five from one end of the pen to a smaller pen at the other end of the pen. And it will be difficult because the sheep have a herd mentality and want to stick together.
Yes, and not only do you have to have your five sheep in the pen, you can only have your five sheep in the pen.
Yeah, I like the Izzy and Paige strategy they end up using of get all of them in and then let the non-blue ones out. That seemed to work really well.
It did, but it took him forever to get that idea.
Yeah. Some of the blue ones went into the pen, and then we learned they can hop over the fence and hopped out of the pen.
Yeah.
That was fun.
We also learned here that Tucker and Eric have a little bit of ranch work knowledge. Tucker spent a summer on a ranch. They got some family that owns a ranch in Montana, so they thought this would be easy for him, and it was fairly easy for him. They get it done right away and find out that they have to drive themselves to Debar Kader Labada for your next clue.
Yeah.
Um,
That where they build the like pontoon rafts?
yeah, that'd be where they did that, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Jag and Jazz had to get, I don't even know what this says. I'm skipping it. Okay. Kyland and Taylor, uh, like you said, had a marked sheep jump over their fence, which was kind of unfortunate for them.
Yeah.
Um, but like you said, the pontoons, Tucker and Eric drove themselves to Debarcadero La Bata, where they found out that they have to assemble a pontoon boat with three wooden planks and four plastic barrels to get into the water to go out to the clue box elevated in the water. And
Yeah.
I wrote here, it feels like this is some Huckleberry Finn stuff.
Yeah. Watching the team try to paddle out there. Some of them were better at it than others.
Yeah, for sure.
One of
And
them,
according to Tucker, it's like churning butter.
I forget who it was, but someone was like fussing at their partner, steer it better, steer it better. I'm like, it's a raft. It doesn't have a steering wheel. What do you want?
Right.
No.
Those pontoons are sketchy, though.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be really careful with your balance. And I
Briefly.
also I want to jump back to the sheep farm for a minute, where Chelsea is yelling at these sheep like they understand English and are going to listen to her.
To be fair, I talk to my dog like she understands me. So like I get talking to animals and fussing at them when you're frustrated.
But the dog, to an extent, learns, right?
Yes,
So the dog learns
cheaper.
Mercy. That's her name. When she hears Mercy, she comes, or,
Fun fact
or
about that.
she's supposed to anyway.
Well, no, she does. But when I'm at home, and like I think I've talked about this dog at home, I have a boxer pit bull monster Godzilla dog named Casey. And when I call Casey, Mercy also comes running up to me because that C sound is at the end of both of them, I guess.
Right.
So maybe she knows her name, but I'm not entirely convinced.
Fair enough.
But yeah, sheep are dumb. There's no way they're going to understand her, but it makes for hilarious TV, and I'd probably be doing the same thing.
It does. I absolutely loved when she goes, "Love you guys, but you weren't invited to dinner."
Oh, I need a sheep challenge on every season because with
Uh-huh.
5 we got Michael and Scott, our firefighters, doing the sheep and being super entertaining with it. Like,
And one of them was injured while they were doing that.
like these sheep challenges, I think I've seen 2 of them now, but I'm convinced that they're always going to be funny just because of how sheep are.
Right. The pontoon boat, I don't have a whole lot of notes, at least at this point, because Tucker and Eric make everything into quick work. And so they move on, and it is detour. We find out about the detour, which is brick builder or mask maker. Bruce, do you want to tell us about brick builder versus mask maker?
Yeah, so with brick builder, you're using a mixture of clay, straw, manure, which is poop, a fancy word for poop, and water to make a to mold and make 10 bricks that a local brick maker must sign off on. And with Mask Maker, you are replicating a finished example of an intricate handmade mask, paying close attention to the details.
It looks like a witch doctor mask.
Yeah, I definitely want to do the bricks.
Yeah, probably. Probably the safe bet.
I'm already not super observant, but watching Izzy and Paige do this mask and talk about like how they have to pay attention to like how things are layered and what's on top and what's on bottom, I'd never finish this. And
They did really well, though.
they did really well. I would do terrible at it. Not that like the brick one sounds fun. Apparently, it makes your hands really smelly, but
But yeah, you're touching poop.
I have no faith in myself to do that mask one very quickly.
Izzy and Paige are the only people that do the mask. Everybody else does bricks.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you freeze?
Natalie doesn't know how to turn her own car on at one point.
Yeah, I had that in around this point was on the way to Mask Maker and Brick Builder was where I wrote, I don't know if Taylor knows how maps work, was my exact note. Because Kylan has to be like, yeah, streets can turn. We're nowhere near where we're supposed to be.
But then he started bringing out the angles, and it made me think about Vonk.
Yeah, it's these two with navigation, because them in the paddle boat was a bit of an experience a few episodes ago. Maybe last week when
That
he was
was
trying
that
to
was
like
different.
solo the oars.
That wasn't navigation, though.
It's transportation. I'm counting it.
No, it was the challenge.
Yes, but boats are a mode of transportation. They were
That,
moving from one point to another. They were moving.
but they didn't have any issues navigating.
True. Well, being in moving vehicles, I guess. Does that description sound better to you?
Sure.
Because something was going on with those oars. He was asking her to do something, and she wasn't doing it the way he wanted her to.
No, she just wasn't paying attention. She wasn't doing it at all, not the way that he wanted her
True.
to. She just wasn't doing it.
At least she was doing something with the map this time. It's just
It was just wrong. You know what?
roads can turn.
Sometimes nothing is better than the wrong thing, okay?
I, I
Just
should
say,
have put roads can turn in my quotes because it's a little condescending, but it's funny.
I think that's the name of the episode.
Yeah.
Um, Paige and Izzy here, we see them struggling with sheep, and then they do what you praised their strategy for. They waited till they were like the last team there, but they figured it out.
Yeah. Here's why I praised it is because I thought of it. Sort of when Mr. Phil was explaining it to us, he just said to get the blue ones in there. I was wondering, like, do the other ones not have to not be in there? What if we just put all of them in there? So Izzy and Paige kind of did what I was thinking of, but in a smarter way. So that's why I praised it so much.
Fair enough.
It is really smart, though.
And then I don't remember the context, but I just have in my notes here. Haha, she said doo doo. Somebody said
I
doo doo.
remember thinking that, and I didn't write it down. But also, because Izzy and Paige had so many sheep in this small pen, one of them jumped on top of another one at one point, like jumped into a pile of sheep. I,
Mhm.
I want a sheep after watching this challenge, honestly.
I don't want you to have a sheep.
Just pay for my front yard to have a fence around it and put a sheep there.
I don't want you to have a sheep.
Yeah, well, I could herd the sheep. I have a herding dog.
You gonna herd your one sheep?
No, Mercy's gonna herd my one sheep.
You
But
trust Mercy to herd your one
she's
sheep?
a cattle dog, a herding dog. It's literally like what the species is meant to do.
Right, but they also have to be experienced and trained. They
Well,
don't just do it naturally.
oh,
Mercy just doesn't just know that she's supposed to herd sheep.
well, she's really smart. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, evidently she's not smart enough to know her name.
I, yeah, that one throws me off, but everything else indicates she's really smart and might be the smartest of my three dogs. But it's definitely not Opie. He's might be my favorite, but he's dumb.
Mercy's not your favorite? How
I
dare
don't
you?
have a favorite. I love all of them.
You literally just volunteered that you
I
had a
said
favorite.
might because I'm his favorite person, and we've had him since 2015. I've known him way longer than the other two. But I love him, but he's not very smart. So it's between the two girls who the smartest of the three is. And they're
Fair enough.
both of them are smarter than a sheep. Opie might be on the same level, but they should have a challenge involving a bunch of dogs next season.
Why?
Because dogs. They're awesome.
Okay, now we're back to this detour thing. We're making bricks. Tucker and Eric got 7 out of 10 on their first try.
Yeah.
And then they got the other three on the second try, and we find out our pit stop is in Carroll Park.
Yes.
Last team may be eliminated. Once again, we're bringing in this May. Is it
Yeah.
an NEL?
They didn't go near as far to try to fool us as they did that one episode, though, because we didn't get confessionals from two different teams being like, oh, what if it's an NEL? We might still survive. We got Phil saying May, which is kind of normal, but they didn't
Not,
complete.
hey, before last week, he said will every time.
True. But I guess that was. They didn't go near as far to try and fool us this time, I don't feel like.
I don't feel like they went far to try to fool us any farther last time. It was just people were talking about it. Nobody probably talked about it
Hmm.
because they found out that it didn't necessarily mean anything.
Yeah, true. They fooled me last week, though. Not that that's hard to do.
Amen. Natalie and Stephanie are lost at this point. Um, and Natalie said, does it say where we have to park when they get to the detour? And Stephanie says, no, park anywhere. And then they park, and looks at the clue, and it says right there, park in the designated parking area.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell, Stephanie?
Yeah. Was it this or was it something else that Natalie was like, I told you sewing Stephanie, and Stephanie's like, can we just move past it? I'm
I
like,
don't
yeah, of
remember.
course you want to move past it. You're the one that screwed up. She's allowed to say, I told you so. Not that it's helpful, but
Right. Taylor fell. There was multiple people that fell at this detour
yeah,
in
it's
all the
scary.
nastiness. Oh, Natalie says that they should have chose mask when they see what the challenge is.
Yeah.
Um, once they get uh to the mask making, Izzy and Paige, Izzy tells Paige, we need to slow down and take a breath. Izzy's never the rational one between the two of them.
Never.
So why is Izzy the one being rational?
I don't know. It kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, it was weird. And then we find out that Izzy has experience with this kind of stuff because her grandpa was a tailor and she used to sew her own outfits.
Yep.
And then we get our first team coming to the pit stop, and I loved the bear outfits
Yes.
of the people that were with Phil.
Did they get a prize? I forgot to write it down.
Tucker and Eric, team number one, $5,000 each.
This is what, 4 legs in a row that they've won now?
This is their fourth leg in a row.
They are like their level of dominance and always being at the front is like starting to give me Ricky and Cesar vibes as far as just some of the most dominant race running I've seen.
Hmm.
Because like that's kind of my go-to answer as far as teams that just killed it all season and dominated is Ricky and Cesar because I don't remember them being bad at anything. But 4 legs in
feel
a row that they've won. I don't even know if the other two did that. That's just wild.
I feel like 36 was also maybe just not the same level of caliber of teams. So the fact that Tucker and Eric are being able to be this dominant with this
Yeah,
caliber of teams, I think is
true.
impressive. And Jag and Jazz, they won 2 legs in a row at the beginning. Should have been three. They gave Natalie and Stephanie that win.
Hmm.
So they started out. I mean, really, I mean, they almost did the same thing,
Yeah, it's
and then it just became Tucker and Eric.
they're on a generational run. It's kind of impressive to watch.
Mhm. Back to the Detour, Jack and Jazz got all of their bricks on the first check. But Joseph and Adam only got 5 out of 10 on their first check. Uh, but they got all of theirs on the second attempt. Taylor and Kylan got 8 out of 10 on the first attempt. Jack and Chelsea got 5 out of 10 on their first attempt. And then we see that Jack and Jazz finishes team number 2 here.
Shocker.
Yeah, it's these two. It really
I know.
is.
I've spent all saying there was a clear top three, maybe a clear top four, and one of my three went home. So that shows how smart I am.
Yeah.
To be fair, you kind of agreed with me on that, so I'm not alone at least.
At least I have went on the record saying that Kylan and Taylor are better than Natalie and Stephanie. You wouldn't do that.
They felt comparable to me, but
I did not. I thought it since Kylan and Taylor jumped out of their ninth place rut, I've thought
yeah,
that it was that they were uh, far and away team 3.
I don't know about you. I did not think there was any chance of them going home coming into this episode. I mean, there's always a chance, but this was a surprising result to find out when the episode ended.
Natalie and Steph.
Yeah, they've been
Yeah,
really good all season.
yeah, I didn't expect it for sure.
That is why. I kind of, like I said last week, was expecting it to be Izzy and Paige, but they keep finding a way to be second to last.
I was expecting it to be Jack and Chelsea.
One of those two.
Anyway, Kylan and Taylor got it on their second attempt. Natalie and Steph get 7 out of 10 on their first attempt. Jack and Chelsea get it on their second. Izzy and Paige finished their masks. And then Natalie and Stephanie were the last team still there. They got it on their second attempt as well. And then this is when we see Joseph and Adam chase Phil around. And it was hilarious.
It was. It's so good. I love Joseph and Adam so much.
Yeah. And then they get third place. Kylan and Taylor get fourth. Jack and Chelsea fifth. Izzy and Paige sixth. Natalie and Stephanie seventh. You have been eliminated. Womp womp.
Womp womp.
They had a cool confessional talking about how they came from being just sisters to being friends, which was nice.
Yeah.
And next time on, we have Adam struggling and Jack and Chelsea fighting.
Yes, we do. It'll be really interesting for sure.
Mm-hmm. So you ready for power rankings?
I am.
Or do you have any more thoughts on the episode?
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Who do you have in sixth?
I have Jack and Chelsea, even though last week I had Izzy and Paige below them, and Izzy and Paige finished below them this week. Izzy and Paige keep finding a way to be second to last, so I'm not going to keep predicting they go home because I'm tired of being wrong every week.
Watch them go home now.
Honestly, probably, but like
I have Jack and Chelsea here too.
they keep finding a way, and I have Izzy and Paige at 5, but they keep finding a way to pass one person and finish second to last.
Yep. I have Izzy and Paige at 5 as well. I think they're the better team. That's why I put them there.
Yeah,
But I've had Jack and Chelsea in last for a while.
makes sense.
Who you got in 4?
My 4 is Joseph and Adam.
Mine too.
Like we said, there's a clear top. Now that Natalie and Stephanie are gone, Joseph and Adam are who I'm rooting for. They're just so much fun. Like, they're so funny, and like I'm kind of a naturally loud person a tiny bit. So Mr. Phil saying they might be the loudest team we've ever had makes me want to root for them. But
I think we can just go ahead and admit the fact that we have the same list again this week.
Kyland and Taylor 3, Jag and Jazz 2, Tucker and Eric 1.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it has to be. There's
Both
really
of us had the
topic.
same one again. Anyway, that's 2 in a row, and I don't like this.
Yeah.
I think I'm rooting for Izzy and Paige.
Fair.
Yes. This was a good episode.
It was.
Sad result, but a good episode nonetheless.
Yes.
Um,
Disappointing result for sure.
anyway, make sure you're checking out Tribal Council chat. Bruce and Brett are holding things down. Survivor 49. Check out Next Generation Challenge podcast. Brett and TT are doing all things Challenge 41 and Roundtable Talk. Right now, we are covering Traders Canada Season 3. It has been so much fun. Me, Brett, and Bruce rocking that one out every week. Make sure you check out our socials, whatever Pitstop Pals on Facebook, Pitstop Pals Pod on Instagram, Reality
Before
Round
we sign off,
Podcast. Yeah,
who drafted Natalie and Stephanie?
me.
Oh, nice. I didn't lose a team.
The only people you have left are Taylor and Kylan and Adam and Joseph.
Okay. Well, I'm doing well. Thank you, by the way, for always keeping up with the Survivor draft and scoring that so I don't have to. I
Yeah,
appreciate you, and I very much appreciated the update you gave me and Brett this week. That was fun to hear.
it was not fun to say.
I screenshotted it, or at least one of the messages you sent.
Oh, I know, and you've sent it to me twice.
Oh, I did send it on two different platforms. I forgot.
Yeah,
Like I said, hang it up in the loop. They have room there now.
I'm kind of afraid of how many times it's going to get referenced on our long day on Wednesday.
Not a ton, because if I keep referencing it, it's gonna fall apart. And if anyone can find a way to blow the lead I have, it's me. So
I would love that.
as soon as I start referencing it, my three people are gonna be the next three to go home, and I'm still gonna lose.
I would love that.
I'm sure you would.
I
But
I honestly feel better about my team at this point. I still don't think I'll win, but I feel
yeah.
better about. And you, I just want for the to be on the record here. You said I'm in last,
Did I?
which is if you look at numbers, yes.
Yeah, I
But
was
I've only
looking at the
lost one
scoreboard when I did.
person. But I've
I
only lost one person. So,
I said you were in last, but I also said who had been mathematically eliminated, and you weren't one of those.
correct. I've only lost one person. So even though I'm got the highest number right now, my averages are going to drop and I will not finish the season in last unless
You
my
won't stay in
people
last, but you are there right now, technically speaking.
figuratively and that's why we do draft average placement instead of total points is
Yeah.
so that we see the fluctuation a little bit more prominently.
Yeah, I'm happy with my three. I don't feel like any of them are in immediate danger. So
I kind of feel like
if we didn't know she was coming back, I would be worried about Savannah after Uli, two Ulis flipped on them. But
hey, somebody said something that I thought, what if they brought back these two people and neither one of them made the finale?
I would be okay with that because I was on record for the draft saying just because they've had two winners doesn't mean one of these two people wins. So if neither of them win, I'm going to claim I was right on that when everyone on our draft was claiming, oh, we know one of them wins because there's only two winners on the 50 cast.
I just think that I don't think that they would do what they did with All Star. I know you keep saying it could be like All Stars, but once again, this is not 2003.
I'm not saying for sure it will. I'm just not convinced they won't the way everyone else is. So if neither of these two win, I am going to be so smart.
And I'll let you have that. I'd be so happy if neither one of them win, but I don't expect
Yeah.
it.
Well, the two that flipped have now been exposed, probably. So it'll be interesting next week. We'll see what happens.
I'm all in on this bottoms up alliance, though.
I like the people, but the people they want to vote out are on my team. So I'm not as into that because I want my team to do well.
Only one of the people they want to vote out is on your team.
Yes, but I don't want to lose people from my team.
You're not going to get first, second, and third.
I want to.
Too bad.
Of my three, Alex will probably go first, but
I think Christina's got a better shot to go first.
I could see that going either way. Alex is kind of unconnected, it feels like, because his ally from Blue is now working with Red.
Yeah,
So,
so why would I waste my vote on somebody that's not connected and isn't going to get votes
true.
anyway?
We'll see. Easy target, I guess. But either way, that's not this show. We should probably wrap up this episode.
Real quick, I do want to make a comment to your easy target thing. After Jeff said that thing about 50, people aren't going for easy targets.
I mean, yeah, but if I'm out there, I'm not thinking about the next season. I'm thinking about surviving to the next round.
But if you hear that, I don't think that's what's going through everybody else's mind.
I think you have to focus on the season you're on.
That doesn't mean that's what people are going to do, though.
Yeah, it's the smart thing to do, though. So we'll see. Either way,
Um,
this is my favorite Survivor
anyway,
draft we've done so far.
I'm sure it is because it's the only one I'm not winning in.
You not winning is a side bonus. I even apart from you, I normally do terrible. So flipping the script feels nice.
Anyway, this was a fun episode.
It was. Travel safe.
Not yet.
Oh,
The world is waiting for you. Good luck.
now
Yeah,
travel safe.
go.
Go.